was many years retired from the Dallas Cowboys, married with 3 kids, living on the east side of Fort Lauderdale, just a stone's throw away from the beach of Fort Lauderdale. It was Monday night. I'm spread out on the couch watching the football game. My 3 kids are upstairs asleep, and my wife's out at a Jewish Federation event. She comes home in the middle of the 3rd quarter. She says, "Honey, you got to turn off the TV." I say, "No way." I said, "Babe, this is in the middle of the 3rd quarter, and it's a good game." She said, "I got to tell you what happened tonight. Please turn off the TV." I said, "Honey, it's a great game." She said, "Turn off the TV." And men, when your wife asks you 3 times, you better do it. So I turned off the TV, so I said, "What happened tonight?" She said, "I met a Rebbitzin." I said, "So what's a Rebbitzin?" She's the rabbi's wife of our community. And I said, "What's so special?" She said, "She's beautiful, she's interesting, she's intelligent, she's brilliant. And she invited us to the shul on Shabbos." I said, "I don't want to go, put the game back on." She said, "No, I really want to go." So I said, "Fine, put on the game." The following Shabbos, she gets me and the kids up, and we load up my big Suburban, and we drive 4.4 miles down the A1A of Fort Lauderdale to this particular shul. And we walk in, and the rabbi immediately sees me. He greets me warmly, and he takes me by the arm, and he leads me to the front row of an Orthodox shul. I've never been in an Orthodox shul before. I was so close to the action that I can touch the bima and the ark with both arms. You call that the 50-yard line, no? And after a few minutes, the gabbai comes to me and says, "Listen, we want to give you an aliyah. What's your Hebrew name?" I said, "Shlomo Zalman." He said, "Your father?" And I said, "Label." And he hollers, "Shlomo Zalman ben Label." And he takes me by the arm, and he pulls me up to the bima for an aliyah. I wasn't so comfortable in this environment. And after my aliyah, the gabbai now says to me, "So who do you want to bless?" And I paid attention to the guy ahead of me, so I did what he did. I said my wife's name, I said my children's name, and he said, "Who else?" And I wasn't sure who else I was supposed to say. So I said Israel and the soldiers of Israel, and he says, "Who else?" And I turn out into the congregation, and I start to break out into a sweat as I was nervous in this environment. And I recognized a few guys, and I said, "This guy, Moshe, give him one of the blessings, and give Yisrael another blessing." Then the gabbai says to me, "Who else do you want to bless?" Now in a full-fledged sweat, thinking I'm doing something wrong, I say to him, "You take a blessing, give one to the rabbi, and that's it." And he says to me in a very soft voice, only the 2 of us could hear, "Would you like to bless the Packers or the Cowboys?" And I smiled greatly, and I felt the perspiration start to dry on my forehead, and I said, "The Green Bay Packers." And I'll tell you why, even though I'm wearing a Super Bowl ring from the Dallas Cowboys. By way of introduction, I was born in Brooklyn, New York, and in 1972, the year of the perfect season, the Miami Dolphins, my family relocated to Miami, and I became the biggest pro football fan of the Miami Dolphins. And my father, a blessed memory, would take me and my brother to all the games to watch the Dolphins. They became my entire life. And also at the age of 9 years old, besides going to the Dolphin games at the public school, I was being schlepped, kicking and screaming, to Hebrew school. It wasn't fun and it wasn't exciting. But I had to become a bar mitzvah, but unfortunately the people that were teaching me what the Torah has to say were the age of my great-grandparents. And they didn't like me, and I didn't like them. We didn't connect. But I did learn enough to become bar mitzvah, and the bar mitzvah is, unfortunately, for American Jewish boys, the exit out of Judaism. It's not the entrance into Judaism. For most American boys, as families, you move on. And that's what I did. And now I had more time in my hands. So I started to get into a lot of trouble. And I realized I better get involved in something, so I got involved in football. And I got involved in weightlifting and track and field. And I asked the strength coach if he could teach me how to lift weights, and we started lifting weights. And I started to grow. I became a pretty decent athlete, but not great. But I had a tremendous desire to play college football. So I earned a college scholarship to East Texas State University. Now, East Texas State University is located 65 miles northeast of Dallas, Texas, in the Bible Belt of the United States of America. And the newsflash is, it's not our Bible. These are good Christian Bible people who never met a Jew before. And I heard so often, I never met a Jew before. What is it like to be Jewish? Why did Jews fast? And why did Jews eat matzah? And why did Jews observe the Sabbath and not turn on lights and drive cars? And I couldn't give them any answers, because I didn't truly know. I never experienced anti-Semitism at East Texas State. I experienced Christian people that had tremendous respect for religion, that were embracing religion more than I was for my own religion.